for Fair Policing, a 15-year-old community-based organization. I'm here to bring you the words of two of my leaders and collaborators. The first statement is from Dr. Adrian Dove, the chairperson of CORE California, who could not be here today. He regrets that, but he wants the community to know that he is in full support of the Jeremy Marks movement, and he has information regarding parallel cases of the LASPD. That's the Los Angeles School Police Department. And he has information of other abuses of young African Americans and Latino students throughout the community. He is calling for a full-scale federal investigation. He has been in touch with the Board of Supervisors and Andre Barat of the U.S. Attorney General's office. The second leader that I'm representing today is the president of the Young Black Contractors Association, who is in full support of the Jeremy Marks movement, and he is going to organize all of the members of the YBCA to voice their opposition to the LAUSD in person. I am Dr. Sandra Moore. I want you to know, community, this will end today. You will stop victimizing and brutalizing our children, or you will face the consequences. I kid you not. Thank you.
Everybody introduce themselves, going down the line again. Let's see who's seated there, please.
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
My name is Mark Ravis. I'm one of the attorneys representing Jeremy Marks.
The Answer Coalition.
Attorney L. Wallace Pate with the Children's Justice Foundation.
I am Karen Travis, the other attorney representing Jeremy Marks.
Celeste King IV, Vice Chairman of the Congress for Racial Equality of California. And we're here today to let out a loud cry of anguish and protest and outrage at the kind of behavioral demonstrations that are practiced by the Los Angeles Unified School Police Department. We are of the opinion that the police department is abusing power under color of law, and that the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office is then following up with wrongful prosecutions. And what it all amounts to is putting people into positions where that are really untenable. Untenable from this standpoint. First of all, most of the victims are children. They are young people and students who do not have the ability to address nor the resources to address the kinds of situations that they are put in. Then they are offered long terms in prison. And then they are offered shorter terms in prison. Their parents, in most instances, don't have the resources or the knowledge to deal with it. In this particular instance, Mr. Marks is very fortunate. He's fortunate because of the fact that there were people in the community that saw this and they brought it to the attention of the Congress of Racial Equality of California, who did not believe them at first until we saw the videos. When we saw those videos, and then we began to investigate, and we found that this is a common practice, and that this common practice results in the criminalization of students in LAUSD. The majority of those students are black and brown. They are also Caucasians. It doesn't miss anybody. Okay? It's not that we're talking about a single group. This is a diverse problem. It is across our county. It is across all of LAUSD, and in fact, for that matter, if you do a little research like we did, you find that it is a growing problem across America. I'd like to thank Attorneys Travis and Ravis for their generosity in assuming this case for a virtually pro bono situation. We hope to be able to raise money so that we can help them defray some of their costs. In terms of this, the other thing is that today, Celeste King III Bail Bonds will be posting bail for Mr. Jeremy Marks to get him out. And as one person told me, he said, well, Jeremy Marks has got a Christmas miracle. Well, it's not a miracle. It's because of the people of the community responding. There's a young man in Northern California who heard of this situation, and he helped collateralize the bond. Then the grandfather and the parents helped collateralize the bond. Then the insurance company that Celeste King Bail Bonds is contracted to said, well, the ramifications of this case are such that we will waive our fees. So what has happened is that we have had a coming together of businesses in the community, of parents in the community, of other stakeholders in the community to say out very loudly, we are opposed to this kind of behavior. We are opposed to the abuse of power under color of law, and we are going to address it now. Thank you.
Where is he incarcerated?
He's incarcerated in Los Angeles County Jail.
Our press conference is a wrap. Thank you so much, everyone.
Could I make a statement?
Sure.
Sorry. My name is Doug Kaufman with the Answer Coalition. I'm here to say that the Answer Coalition unconditionally condemns the Los Angeles School Police Department and the courts for the unjust persecution of Jeremy Marks. The fact that Jeremy has been held in jail since May is absolutely criminal, and the impact it has had on Jeremy's mother, other family members, and friends cannot be imagined. The Answer Coalition also expresses sincere condolences to Rochelle Pittman and the rest of Jeremy's loved ones who have struggled night and day with this case. Jeremy's innocence is without question. The fact that he has been threatened with years in prison for witnessing and recording a violent, uncontrolled officer beating a high school student shows that the establishment is trying to send all oppressed people a message. If you so much as catch us on tape being the violent, corrupt officials we are, we will make you pay. This type of repressive tactic is no doubt in response to the conviction and sentencing of the cops' brother-in-arms, Johannes Mezerly, for executing Oscar Grant. Let it be said that Mezerly deserved nothing less than murder one, and Oscar's family and loved ones have yet to get justice in that case. Jeremy's case, like Oscar's, proves yet again that this system does not work for working and oppressed people, especially Black and Latino youth who are profiled and attacked by police in every corner of this country. This is exactly what Jeremy has been faced with: criminalization and incarceration for the most racist charge that could ever be brought against him, attempted lynching. Comparing a peaceful Jeremy videotaping the beating of a high school kid by a police officer to the terror campaign spearheaded by the Klan in the Deep South, which led to the mutilation and death of thousands of Black people, does nothing but expose the institutionalized racism of the so-called justice system in the U.S. Jeremy should not be in prison. He should be congratulated for trying to prevent another tragedy by recording the vicious and racist police at their worst. The Answer Coalition demands that all charges brought against Jeremy be dropped immediately. We in the Answer Coalition will continue to fight and organize alongside Jeremy and his loved ones until this happens. Free Jeremy Marks now and drop all charges. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Elle Wallace Pate from the Children's Justice Foundation. What we see quite clearly is a pipeline to prison. Let us not mistake this for what it is. It is institutionalized. It is blatant. It must be exposed. It must be corrected. It's a cancer in our society. It's also consistent with the pipeline to prison from the foster care system. They're getting our kids in there, our Black and brown kids, either through the school system or through the foster care system. 78% of all of California criminals, 78% of all of California prisoners came out of the foster care system. 78%. We also know that at least half of those kids who are in the foster care system are in there illegally. We see the same pattern repeated by the school system. These children are also under attack. They're under attack in the school system as they are in the foster care system. These are our Black and brown children. We must end this criminalization of color. We are trafficking our children, human trafficking under color of law, into the prison pipeline. And the Children's Justice Foundation will join with everyone at this table and all the Americans who need to know about this to end this tragedy. Thank you.
I'm Lydia Grant. I'm an education activist. I am a community representative who has been working in our community for over 10 years to help protect and provide safe school environments in our community. I come from Sunland, Tujunga. I am a member of the Neighborhood Council. And I basically lead a coalition of LAUSD parents across the city. We work together to help deal with LAUSD issues. I did report these officers for their behavior after I had received multiple complaints in our community about the behavior of these officers. 6 days before the beating of the boy that Jeremy Marks witnessed, I did go to the LAUSD, to the district, met with Earl Perkins, the assistant superintendent in charge of operations, asked for the temporary removal of the officer so that an investigation could be done. We were seeing a pattern of the prison school to prison pipeline that was making our community very upset, including the hostile ticketing of our students, multiple tickets, students getting 8, 9, 10 tickets for being 5-10 minutes late to school with $250 fines, and their parents having to miss work to go to court, and if they fought it, both the parents and students having to miss multiple days from work and school to fight a 5-minute being late to school ticket, which is not district policy. We had so many complaints. I went forward to the district. The officers who are involved in this case, the officer who actually was witnessed beating the student at the MTA bus stop, put his head through the MTA bus window, pepper sprayed, and hit him with her baton. We are so frustrated by this case. Our community is watching. Our community blogs are going crazy. That anybody could treat our students like this and feel that they could get away with it. Our students are being set up. Our students are being set up for failure. It's not just the Black and Hispanics in our community, but there seems to be a pattern of going after our special education students. We've had enough. We will not sit back any longer. Our community will not take this, and we are banded together with other communities and other organizations across the city to put an end to it now. Thank you.
My name is Mark Ravis. I'm one of the attorneys representing Mr. Marks. I would just like to add that I think this case illustrates a larger social problem, and hopefully we can bring this to the attention of the new administration in Sacramento. And that problem is the spending of taxpayer dollars on prisons and punishment of kids and making career criminals out of kids, instead of spending money building parks, recreation centers, giving them additional job or career paths and opportunities. That's what we need to do in a larger sense.
I'm Karen Travis, one of the attorneys representing Jeremy Marks. And just to add too, this represents the failure of our schools, particularly for special education students. That instead of putting our money into educating these kids so that they have some tools to go out into the community, we turn them into criminals, put them in jails and prisons where we know that they will come out with no tools to better themselves and have a productive life. So it is the failure of law enforcement, it is the failure of the school, and the failure of the communities that allow this practice to continue.
In closing, I'd like to make a short comment. We invited every major and minor media organization in Los Angeles to attend this press conference. Once again, the disdain for the minority community has been shown by the media. The only time the media comes to activities that address situations within our community is when somebody's laying down bleeding. If there's no blood, there's no media. Today, we are fortunate. We're fortunate because we have YouTube, we have Facebook, and we have many other social networks. We are going to have a voice, we're going to be heard, and you're going to see us all over the internet, on each and every one of our organizational web pages and on the tubes. We do have here today of course, that wonderful organization KPFK. They seem to show up, when nobody else does. But that's because they are a people's community radio station. All right? We also have our own Core California press people here who are actually doing the video and still shots of this particular press conference. We are fortunate that we are able to sustain visibility through them. Also, I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart the kind and generous reception that we received by the Youth Defense Coalition for them allowing us to be here today in this facility. And in closing, I'd like to say, you don't have to worry about us coming back because we're here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for bringing. Core California Press. The press conference was held today, December the 23rd, in Los Angeles, borderlining Inglewood, and this is in regards to Mr. Jeremy Marks to be released from jail. On May the 10th, Jeremy, a student at Verdugo Hill High School, was standing with his classmates at the bus stop after school. A fellow student was smoking a cigarette and dropped it on the ground and put it out before getting or approaching the bus.
I have in my hand the original copy of the court or non-protunct court order issued in Department 276 of the Juvenile Court, removing the juvenile holds from Mr. Jeremy Marks so that we may be able to effect release through bail. As a result of this order, we are going to post Mr. Marks's $155,000 bail. The posting group will be Celeste King III Bail Bonds, or Celeste King III Bail Agency, which is what the proper name, Seneca Insurance Company, and Bail USA. With the assistance in terms of collateralization by Mr. Neil Fraser of Mountain View and Oscar Pittman, Jeremy's grandfather. Thank you.